Hey everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of Linking to the Afterlife. This season will continue with our soul existence readings and connecting with your loved ones in spirit. We will also be adding a few organic chats with friends and episodes explaining more about communicating with the afterlife. If you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, see the show notes. Thanks for listening. Good morning, Trish. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. We're going to do a soul existence reading for you, are we not?
Yes.
Yes. And Trish, what would you say is causing you to want this at this point? Is it a challenge that you've had for a long time and all the other stuff just isn't working? Are you looking for something, like wondering, yeah, there's definitely something here that I'm not looking at? Give me just a short synopsis of what you might be, because you know me and you know the work I do, and maybe not like expecting anything, right? No expectations, but what leads you to this sort of work, inner work?
That's a good question. It's a big question.
It's a big question, but I know you can answer it. That's why I asked it.
I don't necessarily feel blocked, but I feel like there's something that I'm missing. I am drawn to spiritual work. Sometimes I feel like I'm pushed, but it works. Like it's a mix of mind, body, and soul. So you got to take care of all aspects of that in order to grow, expand, and move. I feel like when I listen to the podcast of your soul setups, I just think that every time I'm like, I gotta do this, right? I just every time it's like I gotta do this. Why have I not done this? So it's kind of the excitement of doing it as well, I believe.
I love that. I love that. So I call them soul stories. And I've moved away from saying that it's past life work because it could be past life, but it's also a piece of your soul hanging out, going, look, I'm still going through this. Is anybody going to notice me? Oh, here I am. Oh, she passed me by again. All right, I'll wait till the next time. So to me, they're one and the same, but
Yeah.
I love the title Soul Story. I will be honest with you. I did see a couple of things before this session, but I said, Spirit, shush, not yet. I don't have time for this now, but I'm ready to get started if you are.
Yes.
All right, so let's close our eyes together. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, letting go of all our expectations, letting go of everything we brought before this moment, and allowing all that is ready to be seen, heard, and sensed to arrive in this moment. Tris, can you state your first name in the phrase, it's a beautiful day?
Trish, it's a beautiful day.
Trish, what I've been seeing for the last few hours is many lifetimes, many pieces of your soul in many lifetimes, always in front of the metaphorical, are you ready?
Yeah,
Firing line.
that makes sense.
Trisha's smiling and laughing at the same time. Good, she's not crying yet, everybody. Okay, we got this. We're going. We're going to keep calling it a metaphor, right? Firing line. I'm not going to see specifics yet because I haven't asked for that, but I see you as the victim. Do you understand that when we talk about being the victim of our own life?
Yes.
Thank you. So the first one, the first image is you being tied against the wall. There's no movement. You can't run from the firing range. You can't yell out because you're gagged. There's a hood over your head, and you see, you hear nothing. You have no idea. But in your heart, you're assuming these are going to be your last few breaths. Are you viewing that image with me?
Yes.
Here you are standing against the wall. You're by yourself, and there's a couple people ready to do you in this moment. You're just going na 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 na, like you're like snooty because you're like na na na. You're not really gonna do it in your head. This is what's going through in your head. Remember, because you can't speak, but you're thinking like, nope, I'm God's gift. They're not gonna kill. They're not gonna put an end to me. I'm going to resist saying that other word. They're not going to put an end to me. Do you understand what I'm saying, Trish?
I do. I see this and I even feel. I'm
Okay.
feeling.
Good, good, good. Hang on to it because I've got questions for you, but I want to go through it first. And then as you're going, done. You cross. And in the other life, the in-between life, where you're figuring out, should I do this again or not? Your soul is like, we tried to tell you it was coming, but you as that human just never saw it. And you're like laughing as the soul who you truly are. You're like, I know. I was being, I can't think of the word right now, like really obstinate, really stubborn, really no way. Because I'm like, I'm it. I am thee. They're not going to do that to me. And then your soul and you are like chatting in the in-between life because it's you. All these pieces of you come together in the in-between life. And they're like, what about when that happened? Oh, yeah, I totally shouldn't have done that. What about when that happened? Oh, yeah, I get that one. So you make the decision to try it one more time, to come into the physical world one more time, to practice not being stubborn, not being obstinate, not playing the victim. You hear what I'm saying?
I do.
But there you go again. You're back in another life, playing out the same routine. So many opportunities to say, maybe I should listen to that. But you're not. You're like, nope, stubborn as a freaking mule. And again, this time you're tied to the stake because you're convinced. And I'm not saying you're wrong or right, whatever you were going through. I'm just saying certain people didn't want to hear it and you didn't know how to shut up. Do you understand?
Yep.
So now you're getting tied to the stake and you're like, no, there's no way they're going to light that match. There is no way they're going to light that match. And they light the match. And as you are ascending, you're like, damn it, again, I didn't figure it out. Another freaking lifetime. And you go back to the in-between world and you're chatting with all the pieces of your soul. There's the soul, that's the totally high consciousness that's running it there going, well, what about when you did this? And you're like, damn it, I understand it. And then your soul's like, you know what? We sent you down there and you agreed to go down there to learn it this lifetime. Damn it. I guess I'm going to do it again. And your soul's like, are you sure you want to do this again? Because you don't have to go back. And you're like, no, I need to learn this lesson. I need to. Trish, is any of this making sense with things that you might struggle with in this lifetime?
Yeah, sounds just like me. Except for I think that I've lost my voice this lifetime.
Okay, we're not there yet. We've only gone through 2 lifetimes of being the metaphorical victim. Okay, so here you go again down this time. This time you're going in as a guy. This piece of your soul is a guy. I find this whole thing very interesting because we're not focused on just one piece of your soul. We're going into as many lifetimes as they'll let me see. Got it? Until I'm going to say, okay, at what point do we do some crossover work here, right? Now you're this guy and you're set in this lifetime to send other people to their crossing. That's your job now. So you are not the victim. You are the person offing the victim. Do you understand?
Lighting the match.
Yes. Using the gun, using the knives. But you still are that obstinate self. You're still going, I'm never going to die in this lifetime. This is what I'm meant to do. You're like feeling good as the human you, right? Because now you're not the victim. Now you're totally, I have a voice, but we don't like your voice. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't like what this guy is saying, but I'm following him along. I'm just figuring out what he wants. And people gave him the ability to get rid of people. People gave him that ability, and he used that as thinking he was king of the world. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
So he's walking around, he's picking out people he's going to take to the lineup. And I'm saying, but you don't even know what they did. Where are you going with them? And he's like, oh, I know what they did. Again, very stubborn, very obstinate, very closed-minded. So I'm like, what are you going to do with that person? He goes, you know what we're going to do with this person. And I'm like, but again, what about the trial? What about jury of their peers? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That does not exist in this lifetime, Donna. So he grabs that person and takes them to the metaphorical, literal crossing. And you, as that human in that lifetime, doesn't find a lot of joy in it anymore for some reason. Like this last time you did it, the one I'm viewing, I'm not feeling you're feeling it. I'm feeling you're walking away from that going, that didn't feel as good as it usually feels. You see where we're going here, Trish?
Yeah.
You are evolving in these lifetimes. As sucky as they are, you're moving. But this is the process.
Yes.
He's walking away, not feeling good at all. Can't do it anymore. He can't do it anymore, Trish. He can't do it anymore. And he gets rid of himself. He's done. Goes up into the in-between life where everybody's gathered around going, well, that was a good one. He said, that was a good one. I did not see that one coming. And the soul, who you truly are, is, you know, the one that's running the show going, is anybody getting this? How we're moving you through, me through, we're moving through lifetimes because you can't learn it all in one lifetime. Let me pause a moment here and tell me, how does that feel?
This is not what I expected at all. I'm intrigued. I can feel, I think the most interesting thing is I can feel this. And it's like that circle that you can't get out of almost. And the other thing that came to mind was we've had so many people, like family, our family's huge and extended, that have decided to leave. And it's such a huge, huge controversial thing when somebody decides that that's how they end their life. And I have sat with that numerous times for long periods of time, because from a religious aspect, which is how I grew up, when you decide to take yourself out, it's like you're going to hell, your soul's going to hell, right? That is like one of the worst things you can do. And I've come to the conclusion that love is love, and it doesn't, like, everybody chooses the way they're going to go back, and that's just a way. And so for me, like, when you realize you've had many lifetimes, and like for me to know that I chose that way one time makes it come full circle in the sense of me trying to figure it out now, because there's so many people that have chosen that way out, and I didn't want to feel, it's not that didn't want to, I felt like that there's just no way you can go to hell for dying. Like, it's part of life. However you go is however you go. So in a sense, I find much comfort. And in another sense, it's like I'm a little emotional.
That does explain a lot. And I feel the journey that you've taken here in just the last 10 minutes or so, because it's quick. It doesn't have to be a lifetime journey, because there are people like me that exist now. There's Google, there's books on how to do this work. However, the human is only ready when the human is ready.
Yes.
Okay, we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Deep breath, everybody. Deep breath in and out. I didn't expect this at all, but here we go again. This next lifetime, male again. I feel we're getting closer to this lifetime present now, because you're dressed differently. You're walking on streets now instead of, dirt roads and things like that. Everything is different about your demeanor, and you're walking around in a business type suit, not in this century or the last century, but still a while ago. It would be a suit that not many people could afford. So you're doing pretty well in this lifetime. However, people around you don't like that. They don't like that you're walking in a suit. They don't like that you were able to afford a suit, because they're like, who are you? And you're in your head just going, I worked really hard to get here, and I would like to be honored. But the people around you I'm seeing on the street, they're just ready. They're ready for a fight. They don't want this because they're not doing well in their life, and they just don't want to see it. They're victims. Now you're becoming a victim, and now it's victim in front of you and the victim that you are. But you're walking along going, I love all of you. What do you need? Let me help you. I'll give you something. What would you like? And you're trying to cut some sort of deal with these other humans, but they don't like you. Sorry. They don't like you. And they're the victim. They're claiming we're the victim because now we're in poverty and you're not. And he, as you're just saying, but I will help you. What can I give you to help you? And with those last words, you're done. You didn't see this one coming as the human, but you were open. You wanted to help. You didn't want to be the victim. You just had no idea how to help these people. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So off you go back up into the in-between life. And there's a few more of us hanging around up there now. And the soul who you truly are leading the group says, well, that one was interesting, wasn't it? And you say, as the human, look, I didn't see that one coming either. But it wasn't about me this time, was it? The soul is saying, well, it kind of was, but that was all part of it. You needed to see the other person's perspective, and you needed to be called out for some things. And I feel that you did that in that lifetime. I feel, he's gone, yes, but okay, here we are again. And we'll have the same discussion. Are you sure you want to go again? And you're like, well, I didn't finish, did I? And everybody in your, because I'm seeing every other past life person is sitting there with you going, no, you didn't. And although they are fine, because they're just there as your movie, you're like, I'm going to go again. And everybody's like putting their head in their hand going, oh my gosh, seriously, she's going to do it again. But yes, you did it again. You're going to do it again. And I feel we're going to jump into this lifetime now. There isn't anything in between that last one. If there is, they're not showing it to me. But between that one and this one, here we go. We're into this one now. And I see you as a baby. I see you crying, just wanting attention, wanting attention, wanting attention. And although people gave you attention, it wasn't the kind attention. It was more, can you shut that kid up? Why is that? Why does she keep crying? Do you know anything about your baby days?
Not really. I was adopted. I was 10 days old when I was finally taken home. So that would make sense.
So we're talking those first 10 days.
The abandonment of being given, and then the 10 days of the travel from where I was to the city I went to and where I was picked up. Yeah, that makes sense when you think about it like that.
Goosebumps. That baby was not getting comforted at all. No. And it learned to be the victim again. Another victim lesson.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to be the victim, I might as well be abandoned too and feel that as a baby. I feel like there was problems breathing as a baby. That whatever you had came into infant breathing problems. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But you didn't bother reaching out. As you grew, you didn't say, oh, let me find love here. Let me find, that wasn't there. It just wasn't there. It was victim all the way. Do you understand?
Yes.
I just feel you inside the baby body. There's so much fighting. If you're just laying there trying to sleep, inside the baby body, there's this soul in there just going, let me out, let me out, let me out. And like the arms are flailing and the legs are flailing, but the baby itself, you as the baby are still. And I guess there just comes this point where you give up. Like, why bother? Why bother? Why bother asking? Why bother looking for it? But you didn't ask why I came into this lifetime yet, because you're still a baby. There's nothing that you know about that in between life. All of this making sense for this lifetime, things that you're carrying now into adulthood?
Yeah, it is.
So now I'm seeing about, okay, we're looking at age 3 or 4. There's lots of running around. You seem happy on the outside, but you're always looking for something else to do. Let's say someone gives you something to do and you're like, I don't want to do that. I want to do something else. So stubborn, getting angry at whoever was telling you to do something, all of that carry over. Do you hear all of that?
Yep.
The rebel in you. We all have that.
Yep. I definitely have that.
But you turned in, you're still victim first.
Yeah.
And then rebel. But actually you were a rebel starting, and then you became, wow, these life, you got to listen to this again to figure out what the timeline of this.
But if I didn't have the rebel, would have I even survived?
That's correct. That was your plan. That was the plan. Got to figure that first. Remember, because it's certainly appearing like everything that's happening to you right now as the adult, Trish, you've accumulated over lifetimes. Typically, I'll see one lifetime, if maybe two. We've gone through 3 or 4 right now. So all of these things, you can see that it might be more challenging in this lifetime. Thank goodness you decided to start it early, this work, this healing of your humanness, not your soul, because your soul's healed, but your humanness you needed to heal. Yes?
Yes.
So the 3 or 4-year-old starting to get really obstinate again. I'm feeling that first, that first lifetime where I was like, nah, 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 nah. You're not going to do it because this is me. Nah, 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 nah. Not better than anyone else, but didn't want to get hurt again. Screw that. I'm just going to remain here within myself and speak my mind. And I don't care what everybody else says. I'm going to speak me. I'm going to speak my truth. However, there's that underlying victim still there. You understand?
Yes.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to be a victim anymore. I feel that's where we're going now, to let go of. Crap, I didn't know I was a victim all those times. Crap, I'm sensing those little things that have echoed into this lifetime. Yes?
Yes.
Whew. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. I want to feel. I want to feel me. That's what I feel as you. I want to feel me, me, not what other people are saying, not what my past lives have said. I want to feel who me is. Does that make sense?
Perfectly.
And who am I? Who am I? If all of these things happened in my childhood from past lives to these echoes, then who am I? Who am I really right now? How does that feel?
That is the question.
Let's do some work now. There's been this Caroline hanging around. Does that name mean anything to you?
No.
So this Caroline appears to be some sort of angelic creature. She's been coming over the last couple of lifetimes that I've read here, just saying her name, and I wasn't sure if she was a loved one who had crossed or not. So her name is Caroline, not Carolyn. She says Caroline. I hear you. Again, some angelic creature of some sort, white wings stretched out beyond belief. Donna, let me do this. Sure. Less work for me, less work for Trish. What do you think?
Yeah.
Caroline uses her wings. Now my arms are just filled with goosebumps as I have them extended out to my side. Uses her wings and she's just flapping them. I just got this huge breeze in my apartment. Flapping them, flapping them. I'm like, Caroline, what are you doing? She's like, I am the one who she has waited for. Flapping her wings, flapping her wings. I am the one that will now create for her the life that she truly needs. I am the one who will be beside her if she lets me. Trish, what do you have to say to Caroline?
I would be grateful to allow you to let you be beside me.
She stops flapping her wings and she walks up closer to you.
I felt that.
She said, I will be on both sides of you because she's rather large. My wings surrounding you.
Felt that too.
My wings moving things through you that you no longer need to be the victim of. You understand that?
I do.
I will not ask you again if you allow this. You only were asked once. Now, your only choice is to receive.
It's a good thing I worked on learning how to receive.
You see, all of the things in this lifetime lead you. There is an order. No one said the order was perfect because perfect just doesn't exist. You are perfect already, but there's really no perfectionism. All of these things that have happened were the order. Couldn't have happened sooner. Couldn't have happened later.
No.
This is your time now with Caroline's assistance.
I keep wondering who she is. Like she is who she is now, right? Beautiful. I can feel, I can see, but I'm, to my knowledge, in this lifetime, I've never had a Caroline in my life. So that's interesting.
And she's an angel. I don't think of angels as being human.
No, that's true.
I mean, there's always that possibility, but that's not something I've ever experienced. Angels have just been, to me, etheric beings that are just there to do what they need to do. They don't need human existences. Caroline has a beautiful human name, yes. She's not talking to me anymore because I just see her with you now, with the wings around you. And remember, she doesn't need your permission anymore. Regardless of what is going to happen from now forward, no good, bad, right, or wrong, it is from Caroline. And you must receive the message of non-victimization. What's the opposite of being a victim? Non-victimization. You must receive those messages. Do you understand?
Yes.
And when you struggle with it, you must ask her, I'm struggling with this, but I want it to keep coming. Don't stop.
Stepping into my sovereignty fully.
I don't know if stepping into something that you already are is even a possibility. How can you step into something that you are? Didn't realize that you were all sovereignty.
Yeah. Like that was a new concept for me in the last couple of years.
So you can see how you can remain a victim by saying to yourself, I'm not fully sovereign yet.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I didn't think of it that way.
Put on the crown that you deserve as a sovereign being. Now you can. How's that feel in your physical body?
My heart space is telling me yes.
I see these gold flashes going through your chest. Gold flashes. I would visualize and feel that. That's a part of her process.
Yeah.
Phew. Let's take a deep breath. All right. Wow. You think?
This doesn't, I mean, oh, how do I say that? Like listening to your podcast with you helping other people, this is nowhere near what I expected it. Like I was thinking that we would, wow, that I don't even know.
Something has shifted, gone exponentially further in the last few days. And this is now the order.
Yeah.
There is no going backward. There has always been only going forward. However, a lot of us still have echoes of the past here in the present.
That's the perfect way to say that.
It's an echo. And if I could view it as only an echo, echoes eventually stop, don't they?
After they don't have anything to resound off of, yes.
Ah, if we don't allow that echo the thing that it needs to bounce off of, which would be our humanness, if we step fully into soulness, which I think is another word for sovereignty, soulness, yes. That's what you've always been, soulness. If we step fully into that. Echoes of the past, join us. Don't bounce off us. Join us in the feeling. And that way the echo dissipates because it becomes truly our full soul now, here, in this moment.
That. Just that. Yep.
That was a mic drop.
I agree.
Thank you, Spirit.
Yes. Thank you, Spirit.
That was beautiful. I'm leaving no more room for surprises. Just is. Everybody listening, no more surprises. This is true soulness. This is the new paradigm. This is a total understanding of soul consciousness, not soul awareness, soul consciousness. Be soulness. Be it. Trish, words of wisdom from you. What else are you going to take from this? What do you see going forward now?
I've been given what I've been asking for, and that feels foreign, but I'm very grateful. I think life is about to get a little more interesting. And part of me is like, did you need more interesting?
That's what I said 3 days ago, but apparently I did need more.
I've loved watching your interesting keep going. So I guess it's my turn. I don't know.
Well, you see how what you just said before, it's a new feeling for you, how the victim wants to come in and say, I'm not deserving. That's what victim is, or this is what I deserve. So if you're going to be a victim, say, well, I deserve soulness then I deserve this. You can be a victim in the opposite end of that too, I guess. There's duality. If you want to put duality in it, we'll throw away that word victim and just say, I am deserving.
Good point. I'm still sitting in awe, actually. It's like that point where there isn't a lot of words for what you're feeling because it's new and it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm kind of just reveling, I guess.
Every part of you just got a massage.
I agree.
Do you have any questions before we close this out?
I'll think of it later.
I'm figuring Caroline's going to be there to answer all your questions.
Yeah.
If you ask them as the soulness that you are.
Yeah.
So watch how you frame your thoughts now. I love this. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing everyone to listen to this process of yours.
That was amazing. Thank you, Donna.
You are so very welcome.